Hey everyone, it's Julie. Today we'll be making peanut butter and jelly donuts. But before we start, I want to say that these really are the best donuts I've ever ate. And you really never hear me saying things like that, but I'm really going there today because I absolutely love these. So let's get started. So since these are donuts, we have to make the dough. First step, you want to place some warm water into your stand mixer and sprinkle in the yeast and about a tablespoon of sugar. And you just want to take the tablespoon of sugar from the half cup of sugar that we'll be using for this recipe. Once the yeast foams up a bit, you want to pour in all of your wet ingredients, milk, eggs, sugar, and some melted shortening. Give everything a mix. I just mix it in with a dough hook, it works fine. Go ahead and pour in half of the all-purpose flour, mix it in, and then once you see most of the flour wet, go ahead and add the remaining flour. I added some extra flour because the dough was very sticky, so sticky that it was sticking to the sides, which is fine. Just add in some extra flour until it is no longer sticking to the sides. But make sure not to add too much flour or your dough could be very tough. Once you mix your dough for about 5 to 7 minutes, you want to lightly flour your work surface, and you really don't have to knead it. The reason why I kneaded a couple times is so I can feel the texture of the dough, and I felt like it was still a tad bit sticky, so I added just a little bit more of flour. I then placed the dough in a bowl. Make sure you grease the bowl with some vegetable oil and the top of the dough as well. You then want to cover this and place it somewhere warm for about 2 to 3 hours or until it doubles in size. About 3 hours later, this is what my dough looked like. I think it looks perfect. Now we are going to flour our rolling pin and roll this out to about a ½ inch thick. I like to start off spreading the dough out with my fingers, but you can certainly take the rolling pin straight to the ball of dough and start rolling it out. Once I rolled out the dough, I don't own a donut cutter, so I just used a food stacker to cut the donuts out. You can use a mug or you can use a donut cutter. Whatever you use, make sure you flour it so it doesn't get stuck to the dough. This recipe makes about 2 dozen donuts, and this is the same donut recipe I've had for years. I've made vanilla filled donuts and Nutella donuts with this same recipe. Now, I did mention that these are the best I've ever had, but those Nutella and vanilla donuts were amazing as well. Alright, so once you cut out all of the donuts, you want to remove the excess dough. That last one wasn't cooperating, so I transformed it back into dough, no biggie. And now we're going to cover these and let them rise. You're going to let them rise until they double in size, about an hour or so. Right before you fry the donuts, I guess while your vegetable oil is warming up, you want to make the peanut butter frosting. My favorite peanut butter is, of course, the chunky peanut butter with the nuts inside, but I don't recommend using that for this recipe. Use a smooth peanut butter for this. Add some powdered sugar and some heavy cream. That's it. Give everything a mix. And funny thing, my cousin, who is not a peanut butter fan at all, went bananas for this recipe. Talking about bananas, I should have chopped up some bananas and placed it on top of the donuts. Peanut butter and bananas are BFFs. This consistency was perfect for me. If you would like it thinner, you may add more heavy cream. The more heavy cream, the looser it will be. Now let's fry our donuts. These brown up really quickly, so you want to fry them for about 2 minutes on each side max, and they cook really quickly. Don't be afraid that the dough inside is not going to be cooked. It will be. So a total of 4 minutes to cook these donuts is perfect. Once you remove them from the oil, place them on top of some paper towel, and then we're ready to fill and frost these little darlings up. So I took a skewer and poked a hole in each donut. I placed some strawberry jam into a Ziploc bag with a star tip, fill them up, and I filled them up about 2 minutes after they were done cooking. So you want them to be pretty warm, just not warm enough to burn your hands. Dip them in the peanut butter frosting, which I now think I really should have thrown some chopped up bananas in that frosting. But the title for this video would have been too long anyway. Alright, so let's talk about a gourmet donut shop. If these aren't in your area, I recommend opening one and putting these on the menu. Just give these a try. I know Thanksgiving is right around the corner and I should be uploading turkey and apple cinnamon videos, but sorry, these just had to go up as soon as possible. They were so good. I really hope you guys give this recipe a try. Hope you enjoyed this video and thank you all so much for watching.